Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Polished Gamers box to share with you. This is my first experience with this box, this collaboration. So I'm not entirely sure of everything just yet. I do have some information that they provided though. So this month they're all inspired by Final Fantasy, and it'll run December 15th through the 20th, and it's kind of like the whole Polish Pickup and Hella Handmaids Creations thing where it's a pre-order and all the makers will ship after the pre-order to the Polished Gamers headquarters, and then out from there they will ship all of your orders, and you do have a domestic $4 flat rate shipping. So also, just like Hella Handmaids Creations and Polish Pickup, each maker lists their own prices for their products and their own caps. So what a cap is some polishes and products are capped, meaning that there's a limit to how many are available during the pre-order, and then some aren't capped, which means that there's no limit to how many you can purchase in that pre-order window. So I do have 14 products to share with you. I don't think that's that's definitely not everything, but I will leave in the description box the site where you can purchase these products. I will link as many of the makers and Instagrams as I can, and then I will leave my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this box. So like I said, we have 14 products to look at today. We have 2 kids running around and a baby that's on her way to waking up. She might join us at some point, but let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we have, I don't actually have with me. It's the Beneath the Stars Fizzy Bath Bomb from All Mixed Up Lacquers. This will retail for $5 and there's a cap of 30 available. The description says it soothes your aches and pains after a battle with a relaxing bath bomb scented in a refreshing Beneath the Star scent. I did use this in a bath. It was nice and hydrating. I didn't have any issues with it. It fizzed really nicely. It fizzed really slowly. I will say that it was super oily where it left like an oil ring on my bath, so just bear that in mind. I cleaned it as soon as the bath was over and I didn't have any kind of staining on my bathtub with it. Alright, she's joining us. He's joining us too. So the next thing we have is the Cactaur Studs earrings from Atomic Polish. These will retail for $8 and there's a cap of 45 available. It says these Cactaur Studs are made from epoxy resin and iridescent green glitters, and it's topped with a hand-painted face and backed with pure titanium findings. Titanium is very hyperallergenic material, so reactions are very rare. These are really, really cute. I think these would be a great gift for a young girl in somebody's life. They're super fun. I think the hand-painted faces are absolutely adorable. The green glitter that's in here, the shifty glitter in here, is super fun, super cute. These are definitely original earrings, and I think they're really adorable. I really do enjoy these. So up next from Chirality, we have the Soften Your Tips Cuticle Oil in the scent Beatrix. This will retail for $9 and there's a cap of 50 available, and it's described as a strong and fierce blend of lava flow cocktail and sea salt and orchid. So I have been using this pretty regularly. It sits where I've been swatching, so I didn't forget to include it in the video. So I have been using it a lot between my swatches. It is nice, it absorbs quickly, it hydrates nicely. The doe foot applicator isn't exactly my favorite application method for applying cuticle oil, but it's not bad. I didn't have any issues with it. I do just find that typically with the doe foot applicator cuticle oils, I get a lot of leaking out of my bottles. I'm not sure why, but it has happened many times in the past, but I will say that I haven't had it happen with this one yet. Anyway, nice and hydrating, zero issues with this whatsoever. So moving on to some polishes from Color Spectrum Polish, we have Yuna The Sphere Hunter. So this is inspired by Yuna, and it's described as a purple to blue thermal with purple, blue, red to gold shifting Ultrachrome Chameleon Flakies and blue to purple to red Chameleon Shifty Shimmer. This one will retail for $10 and there's a cap of 40 bottles available. So the thermal properties that are in this aren't super strong, but I think it's because of the super strong blue shimmer that's in here. It makes it hard to kind of distinguish between what's the shimmer and what's the shiftiness because there's blue at all states. But the formula is really good and smooth, a very beautifully built up polish. This did take 3 coats to build up to opacity for me. You get a good amount of these flakes out. You don't have to do any kind of fishing for them, and they do spread out evenly across the nail. This is going to dry on the dull side, so you'll want a top coat to finish this off, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Yuna The Sphere Hunter and a glossy top coat. So next from Colors by Leroux, we have Buster Sword. This was inspired by Buster Sword, and it's described as a gunmetal, glitter, iridescent, and chameleon glitters in a clear base. This can be used as a topper or full coverage glitter. This will retail for $11 and there's 25 bottles available. So I did choose to build this one up to opacity on its own in 3 coats. I did like how it looked. It got a little bit thick on the nail. I feel like if I was to wear this as a full coverage glitter again, I would prefer to sponge it on just so the sponge can absorb some of the base and I'll have more glitter payoff that way as opposed to more base on the nail to get a little bit thicker. The formula is good though. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it's not difficult to work with. You do get a good amount of glitter out. You don't have to do any kind of fishing for the glitter, and it takes minimal manipulation to spread them out because they are all the same size. This is going to dry super textured. You'll want 1 or 2 coats of a glossy top coat to finish this off. I highly recommend a thicker glitter eating glossy top coat for this, and it's going to be super difficult to remove. Would say a peel off base coat is the best choice for a polish like this. But in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Buster Sword and a glossy top coat. So up next from Geekish Glitter, we have the HP Booster Sugar Scrub Soap. This was inspired by the fruits in Final Fantasy, and it's got a scent blend of a tart green apple with a crisp ozone undertone, red grape juice with a light hint of strawberry, and wild red cherries. This will retail for $6 and there's a cap of 20 available. So I really like the scent on this. It's got a strong wild cherry scent to it, which is something that I really, really like. It does feel nice. I was not entirely sure because it's got more of like a lotiony consistency, so I wasn't entirely sure that it was something that you were supposed to wash off. But it's got these little beads in here, so I washed it off anyway. There's no directions on how to use this, so I went with my gut. It is nice and hydrating. I really enjoy a good sugar scrub, but this one does seem more lotiony than sugary, so it kind of threw me off a bit. But if I used it properly, which I hope I did, I really like this. I have a ton of sugar scrubs, so this is something that will sit for a hot second before I use, so I can use up what I already have opened, but it is really good. Up next from Heaven Sent Treasure Candles, we have the Heel Stomps to Diamond Dust Roll-On Perfume. It says this has a scent of a crisp citrus intertwining with warm winter spices of clove and cinnamon on a dry sweet vanilla. It'll retail for $9 and there's no cap. It does say to shake well because there's a ton of glitter sitting at the bottom here, so when you shake it up, the glitter does disperse pretty easily. And as far as how much glitter you get out of the bottle, I saw this at first and I was like, oh Lord, this is so, in not a bad way, but so little girl. But as soon as I tried it, I was actually thoroughly surprised. You don't get an overwhelming amount of this glitter out. Like you practically don't get any. You do get some. It's more like a shimmery that you get out. So I actually really like this. I love the scent of it. It smells like Christmas. The cloves and the cinnamon that are in here stand out super duper nicely. And I'm not normally a person who enjoys like artificial sweet flavors, scents, like the vanilla, but I do really like it in this mixed with the cinnamon and cloves. So up next we have Jewelry by RPF. This is their Multichrome adjustable length necklace. This is this hand-painted glass capkin using a multi-chrome indie polish with a green base, shifts from copper to pink to gold to green, and hollow glitter flecks. It's set in a brown wood base, and it comes with a brown faux leather cord that adjusts anywhere from about 12 to 24 inches by moving the knots. There's no clasps and no metal parts. It'll retail for $12, and there's a cap of 33 available. This is so pretty. I would love to know what polish went into the center of this because it's really beautiful. Any angle that you shift it at, like I can see blue now, I can see green now, I can see copper now, I can see more of a gold now, and the hollow stands out so nicely in any of the colors that's in here. It's really, really, really beautiful. I really like this. This isn't something that I would personally wear like on a daily basis, but I could definitely see wearing this to like the beach and stuff. Really like this, very beautiful, and I did go explore her site further because of this, and she has a lot of really pretty stuff on there. So up next from Leesha's Lacquers we have Chaos. This was inspired by Chaos Ballad, and it's described as a darkened purple with a green to red shift and a touch of hollow. This will retail for $11, and there's a cap of 30 bottles available. I will say that this box is very purple heavy. I've never played Final Fantasy. I don't know if that's a main color in the game, but I'm not the biggest fan of purple polishes. They're all really pretty and I can appreciate them for what they are. I just wouldn't personally wear them, but I really like this. This is very beautiful. Again, not something that I would typically wear, but I do like it. It's got like a pinky kind of flash to it, and I really enjoy the subtle hollow that's in here. This does take 3 coats to build up to opacity, and it's going to dry on the dull side, so you want a top coat to finish this off, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you'll see 3 coats of Chaos in a glossy top coat. Up next from Moonshine Manny, we have Planet Protector. Oh goodness. This is inspired by Arieth Gainsborough, and it's described as a berry magenta crelly freckled with green to fuchsia multichrome flakies and a pink to blue iridescent flaky. This will retail for $12, and there is no cap. I'm ashamed to admit that this is my first experience with Moonshine Manny because this is really beautiful. This is definitely my favorite polish of the box. Very, very gorgeous, very smooth, easy to work with formula. This built up in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you might want to go in for a 3rd coat. It is more of a jelly base than a crelly base, so with each coat that you build up, you're going to see those flakes through it, and it's going to give more of a 3-dimensional look. This does have a smooth, easy to work with formula. This is going to look really beautiful, both matte and glossy, just depending on how you want to wear it. I would recommend a top coat either way because it does dry on the dull side, and some of these larger flakes can cause the slightest bit of texture. Nothing in this polish is going to be difficult to remove as these are all flakes, so in my swatch photo you're going to see 3 coats of Planet Protector and a glossy top coat. Up next from Red Eyed Lacquer we have Marilith. It's like speaking a whole nother language when we're talking about video games. This was inspired by Marilith, and it's described as a magenta crelly with a blue to purple multichrome flaky and an orange shimmer. This will retail for $11, and there's no cap. This is actually another favorite for me. I don't typically love, first off, purples, but second off, polishes that have both flakes and a heavy shimmer. I feel like, you know, a subtle bit of both, or a subtle bit of each. If you have a strong shimmer, a subtle bit of flakes. If you have a strong flake, a subtle bit of shimmer is my preferred to adding both elements to a polish. But I actually really like this, and it's a purple. But the purple and the copper work together so well, and then you have the contrasting blue flake. I think it works all really, really nicely. This has a good formula. It took 2 coats for me to build up to complete opacity. Again, depending on your application, you might want to go in for a 3rd coat, but that shimmer in there is so strong that it distracts from any visible nail line on 2. You will want top coat to finish this off just to give it a nice plump shine, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you'll see 2 coats of Marilith and a glossy top coat. Up next from Sassy Cats Lacquer, we have Night of the Goddess. This was inspired by Final Fantasy XIII-2. And it's described as a purple magnetic crelly filled with pink to purple shifting magnetic flakes plus pink to gold crystal flakes. This will retail for $11 and there's a cap of 45 bottles available. So this one, the formula is a little bit on the thicker side. I do find that with these more iridescent flakes, that tends to be a thing. But the shifty shimmer that's in here stands out really well on your nail. And while the formula is thick, it's not difficult to work with. But I did have some issues with the magnetic elements of this. I saw other people's pictures and I don't think they had the same kind of issues, but I didn't get as strong of a pull as I wanted. This is going to dry completely matte, so if you don't like that, you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing dries textured, so I think it looks really beautiful in its natural matte finish. But nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove, so in my swatch photo you'll see 2 coats of Night of the Goddess and a glossy top coat. So next from Sweetheart Polish we have Doom Spell. This is inspired by the Doom Spell from Final Fantasy V, and it's described as a juicy purple jelly with a blue flake, purple sparks, green shimmer, and a rainbow of ultra chrome chameleon flakies. This will retail for $9 and there's a cap of 30 available. I really like the flakes that are in here. They are very beautiful. They stand out really, really nicely against the purple base. They're nice and shifty. I love when a maker decides to add multiple types of these Ultra Chrome Chameleon Flakies. I feel like it keeps your eye moving. It gives you something to look at, something to look for, I guess. I don't know, I really, really like that. This one does have a good formula. It took 3 coats to build up to opacity. This is more of a jelly base, so again, you are building up the layers to be able to see through to each layer of each flaky, and I think it looks really, really nice. This is going to dry decently glossy. You will want a top coat just to kind of smooth everything out, give it a nice plump finished look, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing's going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Doom Spell. He's throwing things down the stairs. And a glossy top coat. And lastly for today, from Venus Lacquers, we have the return of Renona Heartily. Heartily. This was inspired by the colors in Renona Heartily's outfit, and it's described as a royal blue with a metallic aqua flake, a blue to purple flake, and chrome flakes. This will retail for $11, and there's a cap of 30 bottles available. So it does say that this is a metallic aqua base. I didn't have any metallic properties to mine. I think that it's more of like a crelly base, but that's just me. I do have metallic flakes that are in here though, these larger silver metallic flakes. This one does have a good formula. It took 3 coats to build up to opacity. I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining with this one. These larger silver flakes can cause a little bit of texture, so you'll want a glossy top coat for that reason, and it does dry on the dull side. I would call it more of like a satiny finish instead of a matte, but it dries a little bit more dull than dull. Either way, you're going to want a top coat to smooth this out, and most of what's in here will remove decently easily. These silver larger flecks that are in here do stick to your nail like they're glitter. I'm not sure if that's just me, but I did have to scrub a couple of them off just with my other nail, like peel a couple of them off. Most of them came off, a couple stuck around. Overall, this is my first experience with the brand, and it's a pleasant one. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of the return of Renona Heartily. Have I said that 3 different ways? And a glossy top coat. Alright guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking anything up. Let me know if you have picked anything up from the Polished Gamers box before. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.